Chicago Bears to start us off.
Chicago Bears, brand new quarterback, new receiving core, new offensive coordinator. Let's recap 2023. Bears were 7-10. They were a surprising number 2 overall rushing offense. 27th in passing yards, though. They finished 18th in points scored. I expect all of that to change going into this next year.
Nothing means anything.
Nothing means anything. So we are Bears fans, so we followed this team a little bit more closely than others. The team finished 7-10. I think it's important to call out the first month this team was very injured for the amount of players they had. Like a great championship team, you want great players and good depth. This team was short on great players and was short on depth, and everybody was hurt. So I think they were 0-4 to start the year. And past that, they started getting better, and we're about a middle of the pack team. Not amazing, but solid after that.
Okay.
Changes for this year. Offensive coordinator fired, out. Their defensive coordinator last year quit mid-season, about a month in.
Was let go? We're unsure.
There were rumors the FBI was investigating him. I don't think that part is true, but a weird situation, a weird team in that first month to 6 weeks. Going into this year, we've got Shane Waldron coming over. He was the offensive coordinator in Seattle for the past few years. Worked with Dave Canales, who is now the head coach in Carolina. And that combination in 2022 is where we saw Geno Smith take a huge step forward. And then Geno Smith was decent again last year under Shane Waldron. So we expect some good things here.
Yeah, could be great. Could be great. Let's talk about that O-line, which was all over the place last season.
Yep. So this will kind of fit in with what I was saying with the overall theme for the team of did not have depth, and that was tested immediately. So by the first couple weeks of the season, they were, of their original 5 starters, they had 4 players filling in at different roles. So it was their first round rookie, Darnell Wright, playing right tackle, and then everyone else was either injured or bad, but moving from guard to center or something of that nature. So going into this year, they have good players, and they've added some depth at center, which was their weakest position. So we shouldn't expect this to be a massive hindrance for the team. If you're hearing people say Bears have a horrible O-line, I don't want any running backs or anyone on this team, it's not quite true. That's not quite the story.
Exactly. A lot of changes have been made, a little bit more solid interior for sure. So let's talk about that QB position that everybody's been talking about.
Justin Fields is out. So I think we talked about him when we covered the Steelers and their offseason. He's a 24th, 26th best quarterback in the league. And if you have the first overall pick, you just move on from that guy. If you don't have the best guy and you have a top pick, it's time to just ship him out. And it doesn't cost him a lot to move on. Coming in, we have Caleb Williams. So let's kind of talk about him for this year. Right now, I think his expert consensus ranking has been rising as I've looked throughout the weeks, because he is all the way up to 13th being drafted at quarterback. And I don't know that I see him being that good compared to other guys in that area. If we're looking at best case scenarios in the last 20 years for a rookie quarterback, we're looking at Justin Herbert and Andrew Luck. They each had about 4,300 yards. Herbert had 30 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and Luck had, I have it written here as 23 touchdowns and 28 interceptions. I'm not positive on that. I don't think that specific stat matters as much as if Caleb Williams is the greatest rookie quarterback, we have some numbers of what that means, and that would be top 12 usable. Probably even a little bit higher, but I don't like to bet that someone's going to come in and be the best rookie ever.
Correct.
I'd probably
especially with a team that is as cursed as the Bears have been. It's just hard to make that call.
I just don't see why you would pay that price when you, like other rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, he's just going to have a better floor with rushing. I would rather have someone like him. I'd rather have Justin Herbert, who we talked about. I think he's right now ranked like 15 or 16 at quarterback. I would rather have someone who's done it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move
Absolutely.
into running backs. Another change here. Bears have brought in DeAndre Swift. He is ranked as running back 23. So any rankings that we talk about today for these teams is half PPR. He's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
He was very. I had him on a team last season, and he was kind of boomer bust. On a Philly team where they had 3 running backs, I believe, and 2 of them got hurt. So he was like the go-to guy, and he did really well in those situations.
Yeah, I think that week is a good point to bring up. He was not their number one guy leaving camp.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit decided to move on for him for very little. He can be great. He can have huge weeks, but for some reason, teams aren't deciding to stick with him or make him their primary guy. And I don't know why, but at 23, I feel like that risk is already baked into his price. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Khalil Herbert, not a great fantasy guy. You have him here, expert consensus rating at 48.
Yeah.
I feel like that's right. Yeah. Same thing with Roshan Johnson, rookie coming in. Honestly, made a mark as a rookie for
last
blocking.
year.
So not really a guy that you want to draft.
If for some reason Swift was hurt in camp, I feel like Khalil Herbert should just jump up to 23 in that range. But that's just where he's at right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This feels like it's going to stay a multi-running back room, and I feel like that takes me even off of DeAndre Swift even more. But we'll see. Who knows? New offensive coordinator. Kind of got to get through camp and see what's going on there.
Yeah. We'll see what shakes out during camp and how they are looking to use these guys. We want to go through receivers?
Yeah, let's talk about. Thank you for that transition to the loudest truck of all time. Yes. Let's jump into that wide receiver position.
A lot of outdoor street noise. We have not gone to AC yet, so it's a bit of a hot day here.
I respect that.
Wide receivers, 3 main guys here. Rome Odunze, the rookie, ninth overall pick. DJ Moore, who was wide receiver 6 in half PPR last year, and Keenan Allen, who was wide receiver 8 in half PPR last year. Those guys are going at 17 and 29, DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, respectively. I think both of those are a little too, the number's too high. They're being ranked too late. For not by a huge amount, but I just think like they're getting dinged because they have a rookie quarterback, but they were both way better than what they're being ranked at now. I think either one you're going to find decent value in their price. I'm not saying spike them up. If DJ Moore's at 17, I'm not saying jump them up to 7. I'm not saying jump them up to 10, but 15, 14. Keenan Allen is at 29, like 20. These are very good receivers. We think we have a good rookie quarterback coming in. Either one of them at those prices sounds great to me.
Yeah. And also, like you already talked about, new offensive coordinator. You saw the jump with Geno. There's a good possibility that you can get them for pretty cheap. But I guess that depends on
they'll have a competent offense.
Yes.
Yeah.
They will have a rounded offense.
Rome Odunze, he's going at wide receiver 44. I think you need a couple things to break his way for that to give you value. Rookies are a little bit slow. He's 3rd on the depth chart, presumably, right now. If we see things shake out that he's going to be the number 2 receiver, then, I think that rank should come up. But we'll see what happens over the summer.
Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. Over all 3 of those, you could get some value there depending on if you have Bears fans in your leagues or not. Tight end position, Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet, he's a streamer. You'll fill him in on a bye week. Watch out early in the season, though. Shane Waldron had some, I wrote it down as cheeky tight end sets with like tight ends in the backfield doing interesting things. Cole Kmet is a good player. Watch for something. That's something I'll if I'm taking a 14th round pick, like sure, Cole Kmet, and we'll see what shakes out. But I'm expecting him to just be a bye week streamer in most situations.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your big three takeaway for this team? DJ Moore, probably number one.
Moore, Allen, both good values. Right now, like I like Caleb Williams. I'm excited for him, but 13 is too high. There's so many good quarterbacks this year that I don't see a reason to jump him up to 13.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on.